Hello, collectors, investors, fast flippers, gossipers. Welcome. I have a bunch of cards I want to show. A bunch of different cards. Big card showing. I have some new pickups, and I have some things that I've reholdered, and I thought I'd show. Stuff I haven't shown in a while. We'll start off with some new pickups. First, I got this awesome American Caramel 1922. Kid Gleason. Of course, he was the manager on the 1919 Black Sox. That was the first year he managed them. He was a player back in the 1800s. Maybe early 1900s. He played different positions, and they converted him to pitcher, and he had one amazing season with like 38 wins, and then they converted him back to a position player later, and he ended up being a starter at second base. One year he led, I believe, in putouts and assists at second base, but he also led in errors. He wasn't known to be a very good fielder. He was kind of like the infield version of Tatis Jr. of his day. But a great card. I've been wanting this for a long time. Kid Gleason. Now, if there was one card of his that I would really want, it's the... what is it? What's that number? E103? Is that the one I'm thinking of? The real rare set. He has a card in there. I was watching one a while back. Almost got it. I don't know, those cards are in such, not such great condition, but they're so rare. I got this 1949 Leaf Marty Marion. Smooth shortstop. And this is a beauty. These are really hard, as you know, to find centered. And it's a beautiful example of the card. And I got this, and I don't know this player. TJ Mack. Maybe you can educate me. But the card is so damn cool, I had to get it. Catching that football. This card's hard to find in good condition, too. That's a football card right there. Someone had mentioned on one of my videos about the Denny's cards, and that the 96 Ozzie Smith was the only card to show him doing a backflip. I'm not sure if that's true, if it's the only card, but I thought I'd show it. It's a Denny's hologram card, but the hologram isn't as good as Upper Deck did. Those Upper Deck holograms, when you would shine the light, they would really come to life. Now, I had some other earlier Denny sets. Their first set has a Mike Piazza rookie in it, which is one of my favorite all-time cards. And those holograms are amazing. You shine the light on them and they really come to life. But I always loved the Denny's cards. And my man Derek, Hardball Crazy, when I showed my 1958 cards, pointed out to me that I was missing two big rookies, and I had shopped for those in the past, and I actually thought I picked them up, but I must have gotten sidetracked and looked for other things, and I noticed I never picked them up. So I had to go get them because they're cheap. They don't have a number on them, and they're not one of the big players, so they're next to nothing. So why not? And that is one of them. And I'll show you the other one when I get it. But one of them is Jim Mudcat Grant. That's a beautiful card. Man, I love the 58s. Speaking of 58s, I was on John Newman's podcast. And I think the video is dropping on March the 1st, if you'd like to check that out. But the podcast happened about 2 weeks ago. And for being on his podcast, he sent me a card of myself, and he asked me what year I wanted, and I said 1958. Thank you, John. We get a little philosophical on that podcast. I picked up this Sheriff coin of Bill Mazeroski. It's really cool. These were distributed in Canada. And they look just like the 1 year of Salada coins, so I have to believe it's the same company. Didn't look into it. I got this star card, and this is the statistical leaders from 1984 with Artis Gilmore, but my man Larry Bird. I love Larry Bird. Such a great player. Artis Gilmore, too. All these guys were. But a cool star card. And my man, Bear Cards 34, he was showing this Mike Webster. After he left the Steelers, he went and he played for Kansas City. And I'm working on this action pack set. And when he showed it, I realized I didn't have it. So I grabbed one. These are like $1. It's hard to look at it not in a Steeler uniform. But speaking of Steeler uniforms, I re-slabbed my 78 Terry Bradshaw because I have the Topps Proof card that they used to make that card. Won this in an auction years ago. I have the certificate of authenticity there. So I display them over there together. I have a couple of, I have like 3 pedestals. I go to, what's that store called? Hobby Lobby, I think I got them. And they sell these white pedestals that, you know, for gardens and stuff. So when I was putting my room together, I bought some. And I display certain things on them, like this Clemente picture here is on a short one. And then I have 2 taller ones. If you have a card room, they're pretty cool. Oops, sorry, not trying to make you dizzy. All right, let's get to some cards that I reholdered. And let's see here. First, this, to the best of my knowledge, is the only autographed card I ever got personally. Like, in person. It's Lou Piniella, and when I had him do the opening for a video, my wife approached him and asked him if he would sign this right before he did the opening. So I gave that a Mangini holder. These here are almost all doubles. This is the only one that's not. And this is Deacon Jones' rookie card. Such a fantastic defensive lineman. On that great Rams defense. He always claimed he was the all-time sack leader. But they didn't keep sack stats when he played. But he always insisted. I don't know if he kept track in his head or not. And this is one of my extra Ricky Henderson's rookie card. So I slabbed that up. And one of my 63 Warren Spahns. And one of my Joe Torre rookie cards from 62. These cards look so much better without numbers on them. And one of my Dick Allen rookie cards. He didn't like to be called Richie. Thought it sounded like a little kid's name. And one of my Andy Russell cards. The other linebacker on those great Steeler teams. He was a good linebacker too. Little overshadowed by Lambert and Ham. But a good linebacker. And when he left, got another good outside linebacker named Robin Cole. Now I reholdered just some different cards that are special to me and that I like. One was the Carlton Fisk Trophy Cup. I like the Trophy Cup cards way better than the rookie cards, and I just have a thing for Trophy Cup. And I love when the Trophy Cup is also the rookie card because I prefer them. Got a couple of those. And I did my Willie Mays from 73. And this is one of my favorite all-time cards. It was one I cherished as a kid. because it was, the home run leaders at the time, and it had Babe Ruth on it. And at the time I, had this as a kid, I couldn't even dream about owning a real Babe Ruth. And I only have one picture of me with my cards as a kid. And I'm here with my cousins, and all my cards are out, and I'm holding two cards. And one of them is this card. And the other one's washed out for this Polaroid. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing it's my wrinkled to hell and back 66 Clemente. That's what I'm guessing. But I don't know, and I don't remember what card I'm holding there. But this is just a classic card. Not an expensive card, although in high grade they ask ridiculous amounts of money for any card in a high grade. This is the 73 O-Pee-Chee. They did team signed cards. Just in O-Pee-Chee that year. I think the next year they did them in Topps. But this year, But this year was only O-Pee-Chee. And this is the Pirates. And I love it because down there is a facsimile signature of Clemente, which was obviously issued. This was issued after his death in 73. I reholdered my fantastic T.J. Watt Prism rookie card auto. Such a great linebacker. And I have this disco version. Man, this card, believe it or not, is hard to get with a high number on it. Not easy to find. I should crack it out of here, though. This is junk. Nobody wants a new card with an 8.5 on it. Horrible. Horrible. Who the hell would want that? Here's a Serena Williams autograph card. And here's a funny story. And man, God was shining down on me. So I saw this card and I wanted it. So I was shopping for it on eBay, and they wanted like a couple $100. So you could order the box. They were still out. So I ordered one box of tennis cards. And don't you know, I pulled this card for a fraction of what they were going for online. I couldn't believe it. I have an autographed rookie card of her, which I saw is going for a fortune these days. Got that way back in the day when she first came up. Here's a Coco Gauff, and it's a really cool looking card. Metal. She looks focused. She looks like a superhero there. I have a couple of those. And this is one of the classic cards of all time. Kurt Bavacqua winning the bubblegum blowing contest. And I show this card all the time, but I'll show it again. I reholdered some of my favorite 76 cards. Another one of my absolute favorite sets. Of course, this one is from it as well. But this Lou Brock. I remember the first time when I was in school as a little kid seeing this card that somebody else had and how jealous I was. Now I have like 4 of them. I guess I overcompensated. And this Al Oliver, just an absolute great card. I have a few of those too. And I have a few of these. And that's Manny Sanguillen. Now, Manny was known as be a good bad ball hitter. He'd swing at anything. And when I look at this card, I just get the feeling he's going to go for one high and away. Try to slap it down right field. Clemente used to do that too. He'd swing at some bad balls. And I had some, go through some of the old Sports Illustrated for kids that I get. And I cut some up. I got this Gabby Wilson gymnast card in this one. She's fun to watch. And I got a Fitzpatrick Minka. And that's a great card. I don't know, you don't see too many cards of safeties scoring. And Freddie Freeman. This thing almost looks 3D. It's a great card. And that brings me to my man VintageGoats. You probably want that card, huh? So my young man did an opening for my channel. You guys may have seen it when I was at the card show in Charleston. And he just published his first video. VintageGoats is his channel. I'm going to put the link if you'd like to check him out. He's always commenting on my stuff. Introduced himself to me at the Charleston card show. And I said, do you know my opening? And he did. So I asked him if he wanted to do it. And he did. So we had some fun. But if you want to support this kid, I'll put the link in the description. VintageGoat. Now you have to make more videos if you get more subscribers. All right? That's what you got to do. And we have this Debo Samuel. And my man Rick, Vintage Oddball Card, says he's never seen a receiver like this in his life. It's a great card. That's what I have for you. Thanks for hanging out with me.